Good morning, church family. Today we're actually going to do something different for our health spotlight. We're going to actually show you how to make something that is nutritious and yummy too, hopefully. And so we're actually going to be talking about how to make tofu today. There are different types of tofu. And so there's a soft kind of tofu, which as you can see here, it crumbles very easily. And then we have a more firm tofu. So I'm trying to push on it and it keeps its shape. We're going to show you how to make probably the most versatile tofu is actually the firm tofu. So some people just kind of cut this up and then they'll put it into their fry pan. That's fine too, but it has a lot of water in it. And so tofu is like a sponge. Whatever flavor you put it with is whatever flavor it's going to take on. So the easiest way to actually get it to be more flavorful and to be more yummy is if you actually squeeze it. So I have a few paper towels here. You just kind of wrap it with paper towels. And this is the easiest way I've found for it to keep its shape like that. It does take some time, and so I do have one already prepared. But you just kind of squeeze it like this. And once your paper towel becomes saturated, then what I do is I put it back into the little container here, let it stand while I wring this out. And I start all over. And with multiple times, if you do that, then all the moisture will eventually come out so it looks like this. See how nicely it cuts into little squares? And it doesn't crumble at all. Let's go ahead and fry it a little bit, because that also does take a little bit of time for it to kind of develop a little skin to it. I do add a little bit of butter. This is a non-animal product butter. It's actually a margarine, I guess you could like. I love to cook with garlic. So I probably smell like garlic a lot of times, but that's okay because it's very good for you. Just gonna let this melt a little bit. Garlic. And put as much garlic as you like. So for your heart, tofu is actually very good for your heart as well. It can lower your cholesterol as much as 30 to 40%. Even your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, and it's possible that it might actually increase your HDL, which is the good cholesterol. It decreases your triglycerides, your fats in your body are decreased, and this all leads to a lower chance of heart disease and atherosclerosis, your blood vessel disease. It can lower your blood pressure, and it can actually, some of the isoflavones can actually stabilize your arrhythmia. So if your heart tends to beat in a irregular fashion, it can actually stabilize that and make it more regular.
Oh my goodness, it smells bad.
We eat tofu a lot in our family. This, you can, like I said before, whatever you flavor it is how your tofu is going to taste like. And so for any kind of stir fry, a good base for our flavoring is actually this chicken seasoning. You can buy any kind, but this is actually the type of seasoning that we use at our home, or else one that I actually make myself. But this is much more easy. And it has no animal products at all. And so just kind of sprinkle it on. Something else that I actually also use a lot in our home is nutritional yeast, but we are actually out of that right now. I need to go back to my phone and get some more. But it's very simple, just a little bit of that seasoning, some salt if you'd like. It's not very much. But as you can tell, oh, it smells so good. And then now it's just a matter of just letting some of this the sides kind of firm up a little bit. As you can tell, there wasn't a lot of oil in there. You don't need a lot of oil. But you do need to keep an eye on your tofu so it doesn't burn. So I kind of let it I don't want to crowd them too much because then it's harder for each little piece of tofu to kind of get their little skin for the little bit of crunch or chewy texture. I just kind of let it go. So other ways that I've actually made it too is if you take the block and you slice them into fillets, you can actually then put some sauce on it. So my husband likes a barbecue kind of sauce, so we have a already made barbecue sauce that we'll kind of put over it and let it kind of marinate in that, and you put it into the oven for about 30 minutes or so, turning it over, periodically, and you'll actually have a really good barbecue tofu steak. So if you're wondering about some of the nitty-gritties of the tofu, for every 4 ounces, which is about a quarter of this, there is only 86 calories, so it's not very much. If you're watching your calorie intake, and for that amount of calories, it's an excellent source of tryptophan, and it's very good in manganese, iron, and protein, and it's good in selenium, as well as omega-3 fatty acids, which is well known for the cardiovascular benefits, as well as copper, phosphorus, calcium, and magnesium. And so you get a pretty good bang for your buck there.
Is this the final product?
It can be.
Looks delicious.
It smells good too.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, we're pretty much all done here. It smells wonderful, and so it's actually making me kind of hungry again for a second breakfast. There's a myriad of things that you can do with tofu, and it's good for you too. I hope that you try it this week and tell me what you think about it. Okay? If you have any questions, I'm always here for you. Yeah.